Hi, guys.
Hi.
Rachel Kramer, 88 Elm Street, Summit, New Jersey. Over the past few weeks, I wasn't really sure where I wanted to go with my 3 minutes, but then I saw a recent post that made it clear. A post on the official Summit Democratic page by a vocal Democratic surrogate that read, "If you support any Republican, you support the destruction and harm the GOP is doing to this country. There is no separation between being a Republican on the national arena and a Republican on the local stage." That post was liked by the Summit Democrats account, effectively co-signed by local Democrat leaders such as Michelle and Claire and candidates Jacqueline, Dan, and Chantel. That post and that endorsement reflect what's happened to our local political culture. It's no longer about dialogue or community. It's about division, hostility, and the belief that if you disagree, you're the enemy and you don't care. 4 years ago, I might have read that post and nodded along before I was blocked from their page. But that changed when the Democratic-led council introduced the gas leaf blower ban as a pilot in March of 2021. I spoke out against it, not because I opposed cleaner, quieter landscaping, but because of how it was done without meaningful input from residents and the workers it affected. Despite being a lifelong Democrat, I was met with hostility from the former chair of the SMDC. I was told I cared more about profits over people, and I was even asked if I was fluent in Spanish after mentioning I'd spoken with landscapers. That pattern continued. When I raised concerns about Broad Street West, I was publicly scolded by a vocal Summit Municipal Democrat supporter, and the community was told that the opposition and questions were somehow connected to redlining and racism. When I asked questions about the closure of Maple Street, questions we now know were valid since DOT approval was never received, I was labeled a troll, a bot, and a Republican surrogate. And most recently, after asking candidate Dan Crisafulli whether he supports the At Home in Summit project and whether he agrees with the SMDC's brand of campaign attacks, I was accused of threatening him and pursuing him to his car, claims that were later found to be entirely unfounded. Thank you, Summit Police Department. Let me be clear, no one should ever hesitate to call the police if they feel unsafe or need help. I do not believe that's what happened here. What happened was an attempt to weaponize law enforcement for political gain. The evidence to support these claims is now publicly available through Oprah request, and it consisted only of public questions and emails to his campaign email address. This is what political violence looks like at the local level. It doesn't begin with political harm. It begins with the dehumanization and vilification of people who ask questions and disagree. And it worsens when others stay silent and encourage, enable, and like it. This is about more than Dan Crisafulli's false police report and lies. It's about a culture that rewards silence, punishes dissent, and confuses control with leadership. If that's what passes for politics in Summit now, then every resident, regardless of party, should be alarmed. And we should all demand accountability, honesty, and basic decency from those who want to lead us. Anything less is an insult to this town and its residents. Thanks.
Thank you very much for your comments.